This lake wasn't even here a few months ago. Farmers here in California are learning there is such a thing as too much water, and the rest of us are about to feel that as well.
This was all open farmland. Tomatoes, cotton, pistachios, wheat. It's about 130 square miles that are flooded right now. The vastness, the enormity of how much water is down here is wild, because it's just water as far as the eye can see.
What you're looking at is close to 100,000 acres of farmland, now sitting underwater.
The lake at its deepest point right now is about 17 feet deep.
And getting deeper.
The water is still rising. Yeah, it's been rising about a ½ inch per day.
For California farmers, it's a situation soaked in irony.
It's a blessing and a curse. We've been in 3 years of drought prior to this, and now they have so much water they're inundated they can't farm at all.
California's record rain and snow this winter rescued the state from drought, but pushed its reservoirs to capacity, leaving the state no choice but to release as much water as they could, as fast as they could. NASA satellite images show the result. The once dry Tulare lake bed roared back to life before most farmers had time to react.
This was completely dry 3 days ago, and so about 1,200 acres of ground here went underwater in the last 3 days.
And with it, $118 million in crop damage so far.
So those are just little, 1-year-old pistachio trees they planted last year.
They're now all underwater.
They're going to die. They will not survive being underwater.
And this water won't just drain or evaporate away in the months ahead.
We're talking about farms that'll be underwater possibly for 2 years.
Yes.
And they grow a lot of the food that people eat all over the country.
Yes.
How concerning is that to the rest of the country?
I'm not sure that the story has really made it to the rest of the country on a large scale yet, so it's definitely concerning.
It's really serious for the growers affected. We don't yet know the long-term environmental and resource consequences.
Dr. Dan Sumner says one thing we do know is that the Tulare Lake region had a lot of tomatoes growing this year.
And that's really the source of our spaghetti sauce and our taco sauce and everything else, let alone ketchup. The other thing we may see is California is a big producer of cheese and milk, but especially for the national market cheese. And you could see the prices of cheese going up a little bit.
A little bit. That's what most of us will likely notice. But for these farmers, there's nothing little about this.
I mean, they're going to take a huge hit. I mean, it's like having your business headquarters being underwater. You can't even imagine. The water's going to be here for a while.